During this month, I have visited both Eastern Command and Sikkim, and I have just come back from Southwestern Command, that is on our western borders. I have had opportunity to meet all the troops and the commanders on ground, and I am happy to say that everyone's morale is very high and that we are totally prepared to meet all our challenges and tasks which have been given out to us. As far as the situation on the northern borders is concerned, as you are aware that the LAC is not very well defined. There are different perceptions on where the LAC runs, and accordingly both sides patrol up to their accepted claim lines, and therefore when patrols reach at the same place at the same time, then such face-offs do occur. They have occurred in the past, and there is nothing new in what has happened in the last week or 10 days. It is just a matter of chance that the face-offs in Eastern Ladakh and Sikkim happened during the same period, but we should not read too much into this, that is this a part of some plan or anything like that, and nor have these incidents or the face-offs any connection with any domestic or international situation as is prevailing today. These have been happening, as I said, in the past, and it has happened again now. But we will deal with it as per the protocols which have been laid down between the two countries and in accordance with the strategic guidelines which have been worked out post the meeting between our two leaders.
Sir, there is in about this month we have seen that the number of terrorist incidents backed by Pakistan have gone up in the Kashmir Valley, and there was this killing of this terrorist commander Riaz Naiku. How do you see this, sir?
Well, the winter months are generally a little low-key, and with the improvement in the weather, with the snows melting, there is always periodic spikes have always been there. That is the pattern of the many years past, so there is nothing untoward in what has happened this year either. We were expecting that after 6 months of hiatus and not having been able to garner any support internationally, Pakistan would try to do some extra actions to try to draw attention back to the Kashmir issue, but we were aware of such a situation that might develop, and we are well prepared to tackle any such incidents starting in the future. We have a strong counter-infiltration and counter-terrorist grid which we keep modifying. It is a dynamic grid, and based on various intelligence inputs, we keep modifying our tactics and the procedures that we have to follow.
And so we'll continue. We have done with terrorists like Naiku, who was the head of Hizbul.
We have operations in plans in underway, and all the units and formations have been given specific tasks to carry out, and I'm sure they will do whatever they have been asked to do.
Sir, we have seen that recently to distance itself from terrorist groups like Lashkar and Jaish-e-Mohammed, Pakistan is now has given them the name of the Resistance Front. How do you see this attempt by Pakistan, sir?
Well, I would rather call it Terror Revival Front, because that's all it is. It is another terrorist organization by another name. There should be no doubt about that whatsoever, and this is a terrorist organization supported by its proxies from across the border, and we have no doubt that they have got foreign support. And over the years, a number of terrorist organizations have come up with different names, but that's what they are, terrorist organizations, and they will be dealt with appropriately.
Sir,
northern borders development.
Sir, the Prime Minister in his speech yesterday has said that now we want to be self-reliant, Bharat ko Atmanirbhar banana hai. How is the army going to work in this direction? We already know that you are a big supporter of indigenization. How do you plan to do it further, sir, in the army?
Well, we have always been working towards self-reliance and have been fully in support of the Make in India initiative. And in the past, we have also had new categorizations like Make 1, Make 2, which make it much easier for the private industry also to participate in defense-related products, and they can also then make it in India for us, so that we are not only doing indigenization through our PSUs or the OFBs, but we also want to get our local industry, our indigenous players into the fold of making defense related products. And to that end, as far as the army is concerned, more than 70 to 80% of our orders, both by numbers and by cost, have gone to Indian firms, and we will continue doing so in the future also. And only recently we have signed an order of almost 70 crores with L&T, and we will continue to support indigenization process.
And this order is for, sir, the L&T order?
This is mainly for mine plows.